not made a good decision. In fact, it might have been multiple decisions in a row that were not great. We have the High Priestess and the Fool in the reverse, which is all sorts of like hashtag regret kind of energy. So we could have somebody who has, felt like they were going to be able to do something and be sneaky about it, and now all of their business is just like out there. Or we could have somebody who is speaking and feeling confident that what they are saying is being believed by everyone, and in reality, people know that it's a lie. We're going to get into it. But yeah, we've got somebody who's regretting what they've done and feeling like everybody is looking at them like, really? That's what you chose to do? So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Happy Friday. I've missed you all. I decided I needed to take a few days off, and it was glorious. But really, though, I missed you all. I got to eat a lot of awesome food. I've posted a few pictures of said amazing food, but not all of them. I don't want to spam you. But yeah, much needed rest and relaxation. So I'm excited to see you all again. Hello, Rachel. Hello, Key Controller. Hello, Nat Nat. Hello, Joaquin. Hello, King Angel. Oh, I'm glad you do that. So another thing to keep in mind is while I was getting a bunch of really delicious food in my face, I also was able to find some really cool new tarot decks. So don't worry, I was still kind of working, you guys. And oddly enough, okay, so I'm not going to add all of them at the same time because I need to like bless them before I add them in. But before I drew these two cards, I decided the one I was going to work in to the equation for the first reading would be Ship of Fools. Ship of Fools Tarot. So I'm pretty excited about that one. And then we get the Fool in the reverse. So funny how things work out. Before I forget, if you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedonestarot@gmail.com. And that's in the description box for you, along with more information on how to become a member. Thank you to the current members. You can also find a link to my Etsy shop if you are interested in acquiring one of my amazing homemade soy candles. Thank you to those that have checked it out. And hello, Funny, how we doing? I'm glad to hear it, Joaquin. I literally went back for another. The first one I got the chorizo. Second time, I got bacon breakfast burrito. It was amazing. All right, so let's see what we've got. We've got the Hermit and the Queen of Coins, or Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. Interesting, because this is a little bit unusual, right? Normally the Hermit is just one person. But here we have the Hermit, and it's clear to me they're interacting with the Fool. So this tells me we have somebody that gave advice, or maybe bad advice, right? Because we do have the High Priestess in the reverse at the start. We've got some advice that was either ignored or some bad advice that was followed. You choose, dealer's choice. And the Queen of Pentacles is in the reverse because this choice has created instability or maybe even some financial frustrations. Hello, Brian. How are you doing? What else do we have? Six of Swords, Nine of Swords, and the Five of Coins in the reverse. Yeah, see, this is financial distress. So there's somebody here who, I don't know, it's like saying, I'm going to go all in, and it's the last of my money, because if I bet at all, then maybe I can actually make a bunch of money as opposed to like holding on to the little bit that they had. So we have someone who's like desperate or frustrated because they did something they shouldn't have. And with the Six of Swords in the reverse, we could have somebody who, or sorry, Six of Swords, we could have somebody who has been traveling, and they may feel like they're stuck in a place that they don't know or with someone they don't trust. And it's all because they have been a bit frivolous with their spending. Hello, Wanba. Are you? Hello, Danny. How are you doing? Hello, Mark. I hope you're having a good day. Hello, Grant. How are you doing? We've got the Seven of... hold on. Oh, Seven of Staves in the reverse. Okay, let's see. We have swords, coins. I'm guessing the staves would be associated with wands, just based on how they look. Seven of Wands in the reverse would be feeling like vulnerable. Like I don't have an ability to defend myself, or, you know, maybe I feel like it could be like a car that's broken down or a flight that gets canceled and now you're stranded. Or betting your last dollar. The cart, which would be the Chariot and the Moon. So now we have, I don't know, man, that just makes me feel like there's more likelihood that we have somebody who's betting, because I'm seeing a roulette wheel. I think we have somebody who, it could be an actual like gambling situation, or it could be somebody who felt like, you know what, most people would just be like accepting the fact that maybe they'd lost something or this wasn't going the way that they thought it would. But I'm gonna double down. I'm gonna figure out how to make this even worse for myself. Not a good choice, whatever they decide to do. Hello, Miss Cherokee. How are you doing today? I hope you have fun plans for the weekend. So we have the Knight of Staves or Knight of Wands and the Six of Staves. Ooh, the Six of Wands would be like victory, but it feels to me like this is the person who was up against our Fool in the reverse. I'm anticipating that I would be able to be victorious if I were to push this a little bit further or lie about the situation or gamble further. And with the Knight of Staves or Knight of Wands, that would be like really fast moving energy. So it's making a decision without really thinking about the consequences. Ten of Swords and the Knight of Coins or Knight of Pentacles. So now I have a prolonged concern that issues are going to get worse, because now it's like I really don't have any money to buy what I need or get back to, you know, home, and I don't have anybody that I can trust. So this is a person who's feeling a bit despondent or frustrated. Things are not going their way. I want to know more about this High Priestess in the reverse. Is this somebody who gave bad advice, or is this somebody who gave good advice and was ignored? Eight of Swords in the reverse, the World in the reverse. I think this is someone who gave good advice and was ignored. Eight of Swords in the reverse would be somebody who's not wearing a blindfold, somebody who understands, hey, you know, you caused some drama in the social group. The best thing for you to do would be to just like hold yourself accountable and say, hey, you know, I probably shouldn't have done that, or I should have been a bit more reasonable with you. And instead of doing that, they're choosing to, you know, start a fight or throw some hands. Hello, Michael. I hope you're having a good day. Oh, I hope the heat wave isn't too bad for you, Ms. Cherokee. Hello, Gracie. I hope you're doing all right. Hello, Pratam. I'm afraid I do not know what that means, but hello. Static, are you mad at me? I posted extra food just for you. But really, though, the food that I had from that picture, I guess I only showed you the appetizer. That was the eggs bonda, I think. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. And then I had a spicy eggplant dish. I'd never had eggplant before, and I thought I could handle the spicy version. My mouth was on fire. It was delicious, though. I'm definitely going back. I'm just going to be like, can you go a little bit lighter on the spice? Because I'm from Minnesota. We've got the Three of Swords in the reverse and the Two of Wands in the reverse. I would try to say the name of that dish, by the way, but I would probably say it wrong. I think it was spelled B-A-I-G-I-N. And of course, I might have said it in a way that it's like a word that's similar to that. You know, like banging. I don't think that's right. The Three of Swords in the reverse is, this is the advice that was, here's how you solve this problem. Because you find yourself in a situation that you're not very happy with, or, you know, hey, it looks like you're spending all of your money. Don't you need that to be able to get home? Or don't you need that to, like, you know, pay your rent? Why are you out here like partying or spending all your money on delicious food, right? Hello, Carrie. How are you doing today? King of Wands in the reverse, Strength, and the Three of Rings in the reverse. This is like, people don't like you. People don't want to help you. Maybe you've asked too many people to help you out or lend you money. Because we have the King of Wands in the reverse. This is like, people are angry at you. We try to help you to get to this point where you feel confident or comfortable or things are stable. And then the drama returns. So we could have a person who has been in and out of a relationship that's unhealthy, or there could be some codependency that costs them money. Maybe it's even, you know, like a partying type behavior. But there's more and more people who are saying, I don't think I really want to deal with you because you seem to make these same mistakes over and over and over again, right? It was not baba ganoush. It was like a red sauce with eggplant, and it was over basmati rice. It was so spicy, but it was so delicious. I might have to look it up on the menu and then I can post it later, but it was amazing. Hello, Frederick. Hello, Rick. How are we doing? So we've got the Two of Cups, Tower in the reverse, and the Hanged Man. So you told me that you were in an issue or that you had some problems, and I gave you advice and you ignored it. Tower in the reverse. I could have helped you avoid this issue altogether. I see things from a different perspective, but you're over here just like leaning into the problems that you're creating for yourself. Hello, Sayer. Thank you for the tip. Hello, UPSC. How are you doing? One laundry a day. Sayer, I wrote down your name, but let me know what your question is. And if you can try to make sure you include that in your super chat going forward, I will greatly appreciate it. Four of Cups in the reverse. And Death. Yeah. This is somebody who keeps going back to a toxic relationship. You're dealing, or it's a toxic friendship, but it's a toxic connection, somebody who encourages bad or immature behavior. It could be connected to codependencies or a codependent relationship, right? But it impacts the finances. And we have this hermit individual who gave advice and said, okay, you know, if you break up with this person, you can stay on my couch, or I'll, you know, help you get on your feet. We can find you a new job. You can move out of that city. And then they go right back to the same situation before, as if that assistance didn't matter to them at all, or changing the situation didn't matter to them at all. Love predictions for you and L. If I break up, will she retaliate? I hope she's above that. And work predictions. Thank you, Sayer. How could you be upset with me, Static? Hello, too. Happy Friday. And hello, Data. I think I answered your question without saying hello. I hope you're having a good day. And let me add that for Gracie. Thank you, Gracie. Does Jay still remember me on 21st of every month. I've added that for you. Thank you, Gracie. Hello, Little Witch. How are you doing? Fine, Static. Be that way. All right. We've got Queen of Swords in the reverse and the Eight of Rings or Eight of Pentacles. This looks to me like I've helped you to get out of a situation that was detrimental, toxic, and, you know, held this person back. The Hermit gave this advice or gave this opportunity. And then with that Queen of Swords in the reverse, it's like a failure to exert those boundaries or to have that self-control and choose that new path. Hello, Rakesh. I hope you're having a good day. Feel free to toss that question into a super chat, just like Bumface did, if you'd like me to add it to the list. And thank you, Bumface. How's your Friday going? 1 second to midnight on birthday. What's occurring? That's impressive timing. Are you one of those that can live without an alarm clock? I've added that for you. Thank you, Bumface. Hello, Clive. How are we doing today? Let me know if you've got a question I can address for you. All right, let's get some more. We're going to go with the Santa Muerte. What else about this misstep or making the wrong choice? We have the Fool again. This is the theme of today's reading. I like the Fool card quite often. It's about somebody who is taking a chance, investing in a new direction, but this feels to me like a false start. So I get all ready, I move, or I start a new job, and my intention is to step away from something that has been problematic. But then we have someone who, it's like they get interrupted in this change or this transition period, and they go right back to this difficult relationship or codependent energy. Because we have somebody with that Four of Cups in the reverse and Strength in the reverse, and now we have the Ace of Cups. It really does feel to me like this is like a soft spot for me, and keeping those boundaries in place or avoiding falling back into that old pattern with you. It's so difficult because I have this, you know, bond with you. What else? So we have the Knight of Wands and the Four of Swords. I feel this is fleeing from the healing opportunity. So I could make a change. I could do something different. I could have a different chapter begin, and maybe I even started it, right? Maybe I started a new job. Maybe I moved to a new city, and then all of a sudden I up and decide, I'm going to go right back to that. Hello, Rachel. How we doing today? Thank you for the tip. Let's get some guidance for you. I've added that, and just so you all know, we're at about 19.5 minutes, so it should be about 15 minutes when I start those personal questions for you. Good morning. Well, it's good afternoon for me, but good morning to you, Samuel. I hope you're having a good day. Happy Friday. Oh, there we've got the question for Clive. Okay, medically boarded. Well, I'm sending you healing energy, Clive. And you want to know if that is good or not. right? Wait, where did that go? Did I miss it? Oh, that's right, because it wasn't in that. Okay, there we go. Is this good or bad? And hello, Stephen. How are you doing today? Hello, Cozy Cat. I hope you're doing well. You're kind, Sayer. I appreciate it. Did I mention I missed y'all? So we have the 10 of Cups and the 5 of Wands. This could be a best friend, a family member, but they care deeply for the person who's come through as the Fool. And our Hermit individual who has given good advice or offered this opportunity, they feel like the opportunity is going to waste. Like, I recommended you for a job to get you out of a bad situation, and then like 3 days into it, you're calling in sick or you're quitting. That would be a bit frustrating. And this Hermit is wondering, wow, I'm talking about the Hermit and the Hermit comes out. This Hermit is wondering, is there ever going to be something that actually gets you to leave this situation behind and choose something better for yourself? Or will it always be like this? Hello, Victoria. I hope you're having a good day. Hello, Spiritual Healer. How are you doing? I hope your birthday went well. Yes, Gracie, I do. I just think it all boils down to intention and making sure that, you know, you approach the reading the right way. Certain things work better for others, you know, runes, cards, pendulum. You just got to find what works well for you. Kind of like if you're an artist, you want to find the right kind of medium, right? Like, are you good with charcoal? Do you want to use pastels? Do you want to use oil? So this is, as far as the general reading, this is somebody who has failed to reject something that they were starting to change. They were walking away from this relationship, or they were leaving this karmic life in the past, starting something new, and then now we have this falling back into old ways and letting go of the change that somebody had worked towards. Not great. I did. It's true. Yes, thank you for liking and subscribing. That means a lot. So Gracie, it would be 78, not to be a stickler, but 78 cards in the average tarot deck, and I would start with the Rider-Waite or the Waite-Smith so that you get used to the artwork and cards. This is like learning Latin first and then learning other languages, because Latin is the basis for a lot of other languages. If you start with something that's a little bit more specific or slightly changed, it might make it a little bit more, it just takes longer for you to learn, I think. Spiritual Healer, thank you. Let me add that for you. And do we have a question? Oh, the other one I would recommend. This is the Beginner's Tarot. And what I like is it uses like the Rider-Waite art, but you also have a bunch of information included on the card. Now, I know that's backwards. I'm sorry about that. But it tells you, you know, how to read them in reverse, the associated astrological sign. It's quite detailed. Okay, so this is the Tarot of the Nile. Hello, Big Iron. How are you doing? Hello, Hannah. Happy Friday. I hope you're doing well. And let me add this for Spiritual Healer about new boo. Is he romantic? Else? And I just feel awesome. I've added that for you, spiritual healer. And I would just ask if you could include that with the super chat bubble going forward. That makes it easier for me to see going forward. Oh, Lord, let me get these written down. Thank you, Dana. I hope the kittens are doing all right. I should say cats, I suppose. From Mom and Grandpa Frantisek. No problem, Dana. I'm doing well. Thank you, Big Iron. And I'm hoping I say this right. Is it Rakesh? Thank you. What awaits me in my next job? When, where, and what? I've added that for you. Thank you. Hello, Delinia. How are you doing? It's true, Grant. All right, this is the Tarot of the Nile. What else do we have, please? 10 of Pentacles, the World, and that Hermit's coming back out. This is a family member or a friend that is so close to this individual. It feels like family. And they are doing everything they can to help this person in hopes that they get away from this toxic partner or toxic lifestyle. But it feels to me like everybody else is giving up on them. So if they continue to fall back into old patterns, it could be a little bit like of a problem, right? Hello, Lydia. Thank you for the tip. When Kay make a decision in the future? Yes, in a few months, I think we've talked about. Does he let go of his fears? Family pressure. Or this relationship. What does he choose? And his feeling. Thank you, Lydia. I've added that for you. Oh, thank you for being a member, Hannah. Oh, no. Yeah. It breaks my heart whenever I see that happen. We'll look into that for you. And Delinia, thank you. Y'all are keeping me busy today. I like it. Will Andy go with me to the spa? Let me add that down here, Hannah. What do I need to know or be prepared for? What message is being sent? And yeah, absolutely. Oh, I hope the stress lessens for you. Hello, BMF. How are you doing? Hello, Babram. We've got somebody who has ignored advice or not taken very seriously an opportunity to change their life. It seems likely this is a person who has been in, kind of a challenging relationship with someone, worked to get away from them, probably with the help of a close friend or a family member. And now we have somebody who's falling back into that old pattern, going back to that person or that behavior. And with the Page of Wands in the reverse, this is causing people probably within that family or that social dynamic, right? To just basically say, I don't think I can be friends with this person anymore. I don't think I can connect with this person anymore. So there are people turning their back to the Fool. I don't really like using the Fool as the name for someone, but that's been a very consistent energy here. And the Hermit is the family member who was trying to help this person find their way. Thank you, Gracie. Message from Ancestor J, which is great grandpa. I've added that for you as well, Gracie. Ooh. Hello, Joanne. How are you doing? Oh, thank you. I'm glad you're able to make it. So we have this Ace of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. This is like the last chance. Like, okay, so I offered you a place to stay, or I helped you get a job, or I enabled you to be able to move away from that person who was emotionally unavailable, or, you know, a bad influence in your life. And it seems like you're kind of, you know, disregarding how important that could be or avoiding your responsibility in it, right? Knight of Pentacles in the reverse and the Two of Cups. Hey, Rakesh, I've got you written down. Rakesh, I've got a lot of super chats, but I've got a question from you written down about your next job. Just keep in mind that those personal questions don't start until after the general reading. Hello, Wanda. I hope your day gets better. Hello, Sky. How you doing? Three of Pentacles in the reverse and the High Priestess. So basically we have this caring friend or family member saying, you know, you got fired or you didn't show up or you haven't really been invested in this change or this new situation that I worked really hard to make sure that you could have access to. And with the Eight of Cups in the reverse, you went right back to the old situation after I really did, you know, put in a good word and try to help you get to a new situation for yourself and let go of that past. So, you know, you got one more chance, basically. If you don't keep the job or if you don't make this change and cut that behavior out of your life, then I don't know if I can keep trying to save the day. You know, you've got to be invested in the change and the transition in your life. So the risk here is they're going to potentially get ghosted or blocked by this person who seems to be the last, in the family that is willing to, you know, go out on a limb for them. So you've got one more chance. You've burned some bridges. You've let me down. I really want to see you succeed, but this isn't going to be one of those, you know, you go through this, you don't do it right, and you go running back to the old situation, and then I do something else for you. This is it. You know, I've got you a job, or I've got some leg up. Maybe I'm even borrowing some money to you, but it's going to need to be respected. It's going to be something that you actually, you know, take seriously. You got to let go of that temptation or work on that self-control. And that's our agreement. If you fall back into those old patterns, then you're on your own. Hello, Zenobia. How are you doing? Feel free to put your request in a super chat and I will add you to the list. So we've got someone who has been refusing to realize the severity of the situation or the seriousness of their situation and felt like they would be able to rely on this family member for as long as they needed to. They're giving up their opportunities in life and exacerbating their financial issues all because there's someone here that they like to have naked time with. Or all because there is some sort of secret here, behavior that they don't want people to know that they're invested in, and they need to get serious about making this change, or they're going to lose out on that defender or that person who really wants to help them start a new life. Like, I can only try to help you so many times before I have to acknowledge that maybe you're just not interested in making this change. So we have over-explaining everything, anxiety, insecurity, and rambling. The Fool, the person who has made a not so great decision, they're trying to make excuses or justifications, a little bit of mental gymnastics here, as to why they've made this choice, why they've done what they've done. They are ignoring the warning signs. They're not taking the advice or the help as seriously as they should from this family member. They go back through the communications with their, what should be their ex, and they get drawn back into this quicksand or this cesspool of negative energy. And we've got somebody who likes to blame other circumstances or other people. It's not because I chose to do this thing that I shouldn't have. It just kind of happened to me, you know? No, we are the captains of our own ship, okay? There are going to be extenuating circumstances or a general, you know, what your surroundings are, but you can make the most of what you have by being honest with yourself about what your responsibility is to your own success or to your own path. And this is somebody who is not really wanting to be honest about what they could have been doing to improve upon the situation or really take advantage of an opportunity to change. All right, we're going to dive into personal questions. Just a run through of the names. We've got Sayur, Gracie, Bumface, Clive, Rachel, Spiritual Healer, Dana, Rakesh, Lydia, Hannah, and Delinia. Gracie, I'm going to add your second question to the first one so that you don't have like a bookend situation with those answers, okay? So for Sayur, we have, what do we predict for love with regards to Sayur and Elle, please? Nine of Wands in the reverse, Two of Cups, Three of Swords. I don't like this. There's a connection here for sure with that Two of Cups, but we have somebody here who has unhealed trauma. And as a result, with the Nine of Wands in the reverse, we have somebody that doesn't know how to regulate their emotions or, you know, stay calm in a situation. It's like I let my mind run away with me, and then I worry about things that aren't actually an issue, you know? So if Sayur breaks up with Elle, will she retaliate? Yes. We have the Lovers and the Hermit in the reverse. And what I'm hearing is, Britney Spears, you drive me crazy. So there's some justification here, like, I expect us to be together. I expect you to always choose me. I kind of get a little feeling that there might even be some attempt to like manipulate you or even use spell work. But this is someone who's approaching the situation in a possessive way. King of Wands in the reverse and the Knight of Swords in the reverse. I don't see it being a very positive conversation, or the energy is off, because this is somebody who feels like they should be in control. So I do think this is going to need to be handled with kid gloves, or, you know, very carefully. My personal advice would be, try to focus on what's important for your own mental health or your own path. Try not to make it about her, because otherwise she might get defensive. You know, I really need to focus on work, for example. This is someone who is very likely to retaliate. And so you want to minimize that angry reaction. And what about work predictions, please? the Moon in the reverse, the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse, the Fool in the reverse, and the Queen of Wands. So the work prediction is closely tied to what happens with L because this is someone in your work environment. So with the Moon in the reverse, there is a sense that you are stuck right now. There is a perception that you are not investing as much as you could be in your professional pursuits because of this connection with L. So if you are able to focus more of your attention, or rather refocus all of that attention that you've put on L into yourself, then you get into a more strategic situation, or the opportunity is better for you. But I think we talked about this in the last live stream, or the last time I did a reading for you. There is an issue here where if you do not focus that energy back on your work, that the boss will start to wonder if you're actually taking your job seriously. And I think you do. But it's almost like, okay, so you did a good job, but couldn't you do like a great job, or a great job if you weren't distracted? So it does hinge on what happens with L. Time is of the essence. All right, let's see what we've got for Gracie. We're going to use, let's see, this is the Morgan Greer. Does Jay still remember Gracie on the 21st of every month? Does Jay still remember Gracie on the 21st of every month? Most of the time. But there's also like an intentional ignorance. Like, I don't want to think about it. But this is like saying 9 out of 10 times I do think about you on the 21st. I try to ignore things. It's like when you can tell when you're having a serious conversation with somebody and they're going out of their way to avoid eye contact. And you're like, hello? Aries over here, please. We're having an important conversation. You're over there like fiddling with the Cheez-Its. What are you doing? I mean, Cheez-Its are a great distraction, don't get me wrong, but this is like, I don't want to think about the difficulty associated with that date. It makes me moody. It makes me frustrated. It makes me feel like I messed up. But yes, most, like it's basically 9 out of 10 times. And for a different J, the ancestor, the great grandpa, what message do we have for Gracie, please? King of Swords, Four of Pentacles, Two of Swords in the reverse, Ace of Wands, and the Ten of Cups in the reverse. So from your great grandpa, we have somebody who is asking you to be a bit more logical. So in particular with that Four of Pentacles, this is like you have the ability to be more restrained or in control of your emotions. You let people play with your energy too much. So I'm trying to think of a good way to, like an analogy here. You have the ability to stay grounded and not let people impact your moods or impact your happiness. And you give away your power too easily to others. This could be to the other Jay, right? Your great grandpa, Jay, is saying, I need you to embody that King of Swords energy and be logical. I need you to make some decisions, because it's more than one. I need you to make some decisions that are just about the facts. Is there somebody who's going to be mad? Okay. Is there somebody who's going to be jealous? Shoot, that sucks, but I'm not going to change. This is what I need to do if I want to get here, and that's what I have to do. So I'm just going to do it. And there's this new opportunity for you. I feel like this is you moving away or you choosing a different social community. You have an ability to put yourself into something different that enables you to be more in control of your happiness and your overall ability to be successful. And your great grandpa is saying, go do that. You know, move somewhere else or start up a new situation for yourself so that you don't have these distractions that keep you from doing what you're supposed to be doing. Oh, you too, Miss Cherokee. I hope that helps, Gracie, and that you have a delightful rest of your day. Let's see what we've got for Bumface. We'll use the Bianco Nero. You're welcome, Gracie. So again, a belated happy birthday to Bumface, who woke up a second to midnight on the birthday. What is occurring for Bumface, please? Manifestation coming in for you, quick. There's something you have been wanting, something that you have been saving up for, or something that you have been planning. It could involve travel, and there are things falling into place for you. It's like, so the way I saw it in my mind is when you shoot pool and there is an opportunity to get one of those shots where you sink 2 balls at once, or maybe even you're so focused on making sure, you know, that you sink the 4 ball that you don't even realize that you might, it'd be slop, but you might be able to like sink the 7 as well. You get like, what is that called? Like a freebie, or it's like extra. You only wanted to pay for 3, or you thought you were gonna get 3, and then you get another one. So there's like a BOGO, buy one, get one. But I see you being able to manifest something specifically because another door is closing or you are ending a chapter, and you're over here like, okay, where to next? Very Jean-Luc Picard of you, like, engage. And you're manifesting in something that enables that experience or that adventure to be all the better. It could be financially related, or it could be specifically, I feel like you're getting some additional insight into family, maybe even history. So I see this as being really helpful to what you've been trying to manifest. But there's something here that you have to reject, or something that you have to decline, or maybe even delay, and focus on the thing that you are working on, because that manifestation, it's like you have extra power at this point. Thank you, Gracie. Hello, Urban Walker. I hope you're doing all right. Gracie, let me know if you have another question, and I will add it for you. All right. So we've got Clive up next. We shall use the Metamuse. So for being medically boarded, would this be a good thing or a bad thing for Clive, please? Would this be good or bad for Clive? It would be a good thing. If it's managed properly, if you do the research and you make the right plans, I feel like you might initially think this is the right path for me if I choose to do this. And then you end up realizing it's not the best. It would be like, okay, so I could stay in this particular situation and I have access to somebody who is like, they specialize in what I deal with, but the person who's actually that specialist doesn't seem to really like their job. And so you go with like a generalist instead. There's something here where it's like the second choice. Like if you had ranked them, the second choice is better than the first, and it all comes down to how somebody actually cares about their job, or how they would care about taking care of you. I see a King of Cups here, somebody who is great at their job, and even though they may not be like specialized or like #1 in the country, because they genuinely want to see you doing better, they're the better caretaker for you, or the better option, the better path for you. So with the 4 of Pentacles, this is saying also to be frugal, or maybe even when it concerns the items that you own or the things that you keep, travel light. That's important, to be I don't know, being able to make it work out best for you. All right. I wish you healing energy, Clive. Hello, Just Jokes. How are you doing? Hello, JCH. What's up? So we've got Rachel next, sending you healing energy and protective energy, Rachel. And if any of you out there in the live chat are able to send that kind of energy to others that are asking questions, I greatly appreciate that. So for the guidance for Rachel, what do we have, please? We've got the World and the reverse, the 5 of Swords, and the 6 of Cups. There's someone you've known for a long time who is not rising above or changing their behavior. So Rachel, it's like, I have this fondness for you, or we've always been close friends, or, you know, maybe it's a cousin or somebody. And it's like, I want to be like understanding, and I want to be able to have this friendship or this connection in my life. But this is somebody who self-sabotages or causes problems all the time. And by being close to this person, it's making things more complicated for you. It's like you're going for a walk in a swamp with somebody who is covered in syrup. It's like, hey, thanks, you're gonna draw all the mosquitoes and they're probably gonna choose you first, but I'm standing next to you. So I guess I would be like the next choice for them. That proximity to somebody who's making a poor decision, covering themselves in syrup in a swamp. I don't think there's a lot of people who are doing that, but you get the point, right? This person, their proximity to you is an issue and it complicates your life. And with the wheel in the reverse, it's making things difficult in terms of actually creating the change in your life that you're capable of doing. So with the 9 of Wands in the reverse, this is like, oh, I would be able to protect the things that I own if I could lock my apartment or lock my house at night, but I can't because my roommate keeps losing their key. So now I'm at risk and my things could potentially get stolen because this person isn't being responsible with like their end of the bargain, right? So proximity to this person that you've known for a while is causing you to be stagnant or miss out on opportunities that would be better, or at the very least help you protect what it is that you already have. And I feel like there's been an opportunity here for you to have a conversation with this person and set down some boundaries or create a different approach to whatever's been going on here. But you really do need to have that conversation. How would Rachel know this person? Queen of Swords. Justice in the reverse. This is someone who's very indecisive. They come to you for advice. I would say this is a friend. It could be a family member, but this is someone who I feel is younger than you, and they ask you for advice, but they cause issues or drama in your life because you expend energy on trying to help them. I'm not saying you can't help people. It's just that you need to dedicate more of your energy to your own path. Now I'm sending you a big old hug. Ooh. Hold, please. Let me add that for you, Gracie. Is Jay still emotionally connected? To our memories from January 1st of 26. Awesome. I've added that for you, Gracie. And we've got Spiritual Healer up next. This is the Tarot of the Cat People. So for Spiritual Healer's new boo, is this person, is he sexually romantic with anybody else? No. This is someone who feels like it's important to be honest and that There are a lot of people who get stuck in toxic situations, or they lose good things in their life by making choices such as being involved with multiple people at the same time. So this comes across to me as somebody who's very honest and somebody who acknowledges that if you give in to temptation, it's going to eventually cause problems in your life. So it's like, if I want to be in a long-term relationship, then I'm going to focus on that person. So how does he feel about spiritual healer and a relationship with spiritual healer? There is a concern regarding the emotional side. This is like, I need to know what your intentions are and whether or not we have the same, like the lifestyle would overlap. With the sun in the reverse, there's something here where it's like, I need to know how you would handle things, and I'm nervous that you and I disagree. So it could be that your new boo is concerned because you might have like political or religious differences. Maybe your family or your boo's family could be, you know, unapproving or disapproving. But there is a concern here, and it would be good to have a conversation about this. Two of Swords in the reverse, Nine of Wands. Because right now, it's like, I feel like there's so much that works well, but I don't know how to work through this issue, right? So just to be clear, is this person interested in a relationship? Not at this time. But they're not interested in anyone else. This is like, I need to get to know you better. So it's like, I'm not pursuing anyone else, but I need to know more of that emotional side with that Empress. This is like, I need to see you being emotionally vulnerable, or I need to know that you have worked through some issues and that you're able to process things in an adult or like a mature way. And next we've got Dana. This is the Blood Moon Tarot. For Dana, we're looking for a message from Mom and a message from Grandpa Frantic. Thank you for helping, Rachel. I appreciate it. What is the message for Dana from Mom, please? Page of Songs, Knight of Skins, Strength in the reverse, and the High Priestess in the reverse. There is a concern from your mom regarding giving in to temptation, specifically somebody that you find attractive. Why the High Priestess in the reverse? She doesn't approve of this person. This is someone who still has something else ongoing. So with the Five of Songs or the Five of Cups, it's like your mom saying, you got to make sure that whoever you're dealing with, that they're not still interacting with or like involved romantically with somebody else, because that adds more drama to your life. So you may have been lied to, or someone could be like misleading you or misrepresenting their current situation. So your mom is saying that this is like basically enabling somebody to, you know, pursue something with you without being serious or intentional. So the conversation needs to happen with like boundaries in place. So like, I can't be with you if you're still involved with this person, or I need you to make a choice. I can't deal with that additional like toxic energy or that risk if you're still involved with this other person, or if you're still looking back and hoping that this person will come back around. So Queen of Skins or Queen of Wands in the reverse, there is this concern here that somebody is not necessarily capable of monogamy. And what about the message from Grandpa Frantic for Dana, please? Two of Honey or Two of Pentacles in the reverse. Nine of Songs or Nine of Cups in the reverse, Five of Honey or Five of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Ace of Skins or Ace of Wands. So there's something here that causes some financial difficulty, and I feel like you're getting a little bit frustrated, or you feel like you can't have what you want. And it may also be causing some financial frustrations where you're not able to like budget the way that you normally would. But with this Ace of Wands, it's like, no, we're going to have a change. There's like a new chapter approaching. You're going to be able to have a little bit more control over that. You're going to feel like things are a little bit easier to deal with. Hello, Lee. Happy Friday. I hope you're having a good day. Well, that's not good. What? Wow. Okay, so X tried to take her out of school. Oh, he's whining. Yeah, it's not his time. I'm glad the school said no. Why did he do that? Let's look into that for you, Lee. Thank you. Did I say hello to Urban Walker? Oh, you're so welcome, spiritual healer. Hello, Gavin. What's going on? All right, we're going to go for the Graffiti Tarot. Just to finish up that thought, though, real quick, Dana, from your grandpa, this is like basically there's new energy on the horizon. It's really important for you. It's like there's a sign on the highway that you need to watch out for because your exit is coming up. So your grandpa's like basically saying there's some selfishness or some instability financially, some frustration, but this too shall pass, and there's something that's going to alleviate those issues coming up for you. And thank you for doing that, Rachel. We've got Rakesh up next. Regarding the next job for Rakesh, when, where, and what? Wow. So I have 2 pages and 2 of twos. 2 of Swords, 2 of Wands in the reverse. So I do feel like there's something here with regards to notes or communication or maybe even like marketing or training, but words are super important to whatever this job is that you would be doing. It might be entry level, but I feel like it, or a little bit lower on the totem pole than you would appreciate. But this is like a foot in the door kind of situation. And with this Page of Cups, it's like this offer, it grows into a different offer. So there's this crossroads and then an unexpected situation. So I feel like this is an ability to take something that might not be exactly what you were looking for, but it is with a type of company or maybe even the specific company that you would like to work for. I do feel like this would be within 2 months, maybe more like 3 to 5 weeks specifically. But this is like basically not exactly what you were looking for, but it can grow into what you want to do. And that foot in the door option, or that ability to get in at a lower level so that you can get promoted to what you want, is absolutely the right path. Again, about 3 to 5 weeks. With regards to where, wow, we have another page. Page of Wands in the reverse and the Sun in the reverse. To be honest, I don't think it's your favorite location. This would be like if I found out I had to work like downtown. So there's like probably not a great commute. The location's a little bit frustrating, but this is like you do the difficult stuff now, then you get the opportunities that you want later. So I'm afraid this is like not your favorite location. Not what you would choose, really. But when you get through that initial, maybe it's 6 months, maybe it's 8 months, but you prove your mettle, mettle, not Well, I mean, maybe you also prove that you're like, you have great taste in music and like you know how to scream with the best of them. I think it's more so that you prove your work ethic. And then with that 10 of Pentacles, we have somebody who is doing quite well financially. You move into something that makes more sense or makes more dollars, makes more money. All right, let's move on to Lydia, and good luck to you, Rakesh. Hello, Gab. How are you doing today? Happy Friday. Al's current thoughts and feelings. I got you. Thank you, Gab. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Hello, Eric. How are you doing? Hello, Donra. I hope I'm saying that right. Or Donraj. I'm sending you abundant energy. I hope things are going well for you or get better for you. So for Lydia, we have when Kay makes his decision, does he let go of fears and family pressure or this relationship? So it looks like the attempt here is to address what stands in the way of love. We have the Knight of Wands. This is somebody who is like fighting a battle, right? Like trying to get a better grip or take control over their life, because with this Ace of Cups, I'm seeing this as self-love. I want to do right by myself. I don't want to self-sabotage, or I don't want to cause issues. And I know that if I want to be in this relationship, I have to work on my emotional maturity. So with this Wheel of Fortune, this is saying, I know change is required in order for me to have this. So is Kay going to choose the relationship? At this point, no. Because Kay doesn't know whether or not it's going to be possible to actually create these changes. So this is like one of those things where it says, no, 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 until Kay has that confidence that things would go better, and then it shifts to yes, if that is what's going to happen. So if I tell you right now, what is he going to choose? The answer is the fear. There's still too much like comfort and like, you know, I'm here, I don't know what to do. So that fear is still what he chooses as of now. However, the desire, the intention here is, I know I need to make some changes in my life. I know I need to do something different if I want what I want. So I have the intentions in place. I know what I need to work on. And if those things change, then he chooses the relationship. What are his feelings towards Lydia? Nine of Pentacles in the reverse and the Four of Wands in the reverse. The Nine of Pentacles in the reverse would be like, I don't want to be by myself. I want to be in a relationship, but I don't know if I'm ready for marriage. I don't know if I'm ready for like a full commitment. So this is why we have that indecisive energy. It's a no in terms of choosing the relationship, because I need to deal with the fear over whether or not I could actually be in that long-term relationship and do it right. But the Devil is in the reverse, so we have progress that's being made. This is someone who's anxious and a little bit uncertain, lacking a little bit of, I don't know, confidence that things will go their way. But the intention or the desire to work on these things is present and is very real. And I think that they could potentially make those changes, right? Hello, B. How are you doing? Hello, S8. How are you doing? All right. Good luck to you, Lydia. I think you've got someone who is really interested in doing the right thing for you. So hopefully they're able to make that work. Let's see what we've got for Hannah. What should we use? We're going to go with the Marseille Cat Tarot. Boop, whack-a-mole. It happens. Y'all be respectful, okay? All right, so for Hannah, we've got the bird in the window. Oh, there was a bird that perished in the window. Was this a bad omen for Hannah? No. Is this a bad omen for someone else? This is a bad omen for someone else. Is this somebody that Hannah knows well? No. That's interesting. So either, like, you may have seen it and been in close proximity, but the message or the bad omen is for someone else. And I don't feel like you know this person very well, if at all. Maybe you would recognize them because you walk the same halls or you work for the same company. But there's someone else here who has that bad omen. It is not for you. And we also have, what does Hannah need to know or be prepared for? We've got the Two of Pentacles in the reverse, Moon in the reverse, Knight of Pentacles, and the Lovers. Is this a choice? No. Okay, so there is somebody who's feeling very romantic for you, and this person has some instability in their life that they go to great lengths to hide from you. So even though it feels to me like you might perceive them as somebody who is healed or somebody who intends to be a good friend or somebody who intends to be intentional about their dating, what I see is somebody who does not close... Sorry, I'm allergic to people who don't know how to handle their relationships with you. This is somebody who doesn't close out the problems from their past, and so it prolongs drama or it promotes the problems. They're putting their best face forward around you. They want to pursue you or they want to be around you. They want to enjoy your energy, but they don't want you to know what they're really dealing with or who they're really dealing with. And thank you for the bless you. Hello, Matt. How are you doing? Thank you, David. I hope you're having a good day. Leah, I wrote down your name. I'm going to come back and write down your question in just a moment. So we have the Devil and Ace of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, this is somebody who's going to pursue you. This is somebody who wants to be around you, but they're hiding like half of their personality or the reality of their situation because they feel like that's going to make it easier. Is the bird an omen for Colleen? Yes. It is meant for Colleen. So, protective energy towards Colleen. But yeah, it was not for you. And be cautious, Hannah. You know you deserve somebody who's going to be honest with you about who they are. Well, I hope you're staying out of trouble, Matt. Or at least staying entertained. Hello, Jay. How are you doing? All right. So, let's see what we've got for Delinia. Will Andy go with me to the spa? Oh, wait, I have to write down Leia's as well. And Lydia. How does he feel after seeing me today? How does Alwyn feel? After seeing me today. Awesome. I've added that for you. And oops, we got Lydia as well. So thank you, Leia. And Lydia said, when does he let go of his fear and make decision? Thank you, Lydia. So again, for Delinia, we have, will Andy go with me to the spa? Looks like very likely, yes. 9 of Pentacles and the 2 of Cups in the reverse. There's something here that's frustrating, some emotional discord or, you know, like drama happening between friends or some sort of romantic connection. this is not going to prevent, or maybe even it's a reason to justify Andy going to the spa. So yeah, Temperance. I see somebody in need of some peace and some relaxation and escaping this Magician in the reverse energy, getting away from that toxic energy. So yes, I do believe you will have company from Andy with regards to the spa. And for Gracie, we have, is Jay still emotionally connected to our memories from January 1st, 2026? Is Jay still emotionally connected to the memories from January 1st of this year? No. This is because someone feels like things have changed. There's a different perspective, and that perspective is, I don't feel like I can invest, or I don't feel like this is something that has longevity or will work out. And with the Page of Swords, I'm picking up that this is because of somebody else's like comment. So it could be a friend or a family member that's saying something like, oh, you should just forget about that person. It's not like you're going to see them again, or it's not like that would ever work out for you. But this is somebody whose advice or influence is short-lived. I don't feel like this is, how do I say this? So what I'm picturing is Lucy and Ethel from I Love Lucy with the chocolate confections going through on the conveyor belt, and they can't wrap all of them, which is their job, so they start eating them, right? This is Jay trying to process the emotions, and somebody saying, instead of doing things the right way, just toss it out or just eat the chocolate, right? They weren't doing their job by eating the chocolate. They were stressed because of everything happening so quickly. This is someone who's immature influencing Jay and basically saying, like, throw it out, just get rid of it. It's too much work. When all you need to do, if it were like a nice piece of furniture with some paint dinged, is like sand it down and like repaint it. I don't know that this is a lasting perception of your connection, but somebody is influencing Jay at this point. You're welcome, Delinia. All right, let's see. We've got Lee up next, and then Gab, and then Leia, and then Lydia, by the way. All right, let's see. This is the Cats Rule the Earth Tarot. And I'm sending protective energy to Sage and to Lee. I hope things get better, but let's find out more about why the ex tried to take Sage out of school. Why did he try to take her out of school? Selfish energy for sure. I feel like he's trying to influence Sage. This feels to me like your mom said that you can't go to a concert, or you can't go to Six Flags, or I don't know, some snowboarding party, but I say that you can, and I'm going to say that you can because I want you to think that I'm the cool parent. I want you to say that you want to live with me. This is like some strange plan concocted to try to make it seem like I am better or I am the favorite, but it didn't go to plan. Moon in the reverse. The intentions were not great. The execution was worse. So we have somebody here who felt like, maybe doing something against the rules and kind of being adventurous would help kind of change the direction or the opinions of me. But I don't think it works. I do feel like, especially because it's like, well, maybe this person didn't want to do that. It's like, I'll take you somewhere that I think you want to go, but you don't even really want to go there. So selfish and trying to like influence how Sage views your being a parent and his being a parent. Like, I want to be the cool parent kind of thing. Silly, silly. All right, so for Gab, we have, what are Al's current thoughts and feelings about Gab, please? No problems, Gracie. What are Al's current thoughts and feelings for Gab, please? Ten of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, and the Page of Swords. This is somebody wanting to communicate. This is somebody who finds you very attractive and is thinking about a long-term relationship. Is this like positive intention around a relationship? Medium. There's good and there's bad. This is like, I need to talk to you. I'm nervous to talk to you, but what I need to say is, if we're going to be in a relationship, this is how it would have to go. Or I could be in a relationship with you, but it's going to take me like another month because I have some things to work out. It's not an easy conversation. It could provoke some not happy emotions, because there's some things that still need to be worked out, and it does seem like you might be frustrated. But there is a desire to have a conversation. There is a desire to talk about, you know, like, I see you as the person that I want to be in a relationship with, but I don't know if like right now I can actually do it. So does this mean that Al does want to be in a relationship? Yes, but it's like, I can't do it now. You gotta wait a little bit. I do feel like it's good intentions. And I do feel like this is like, I need to get like my ducks in a row, right? All right, so we have Leia. This is the Weird Cat Tarot. Thank you, Iron Man. I don't know who that is. Hello, August. I mean, like, I know who Spider-Man is, but I don't know who played Gwen. I agree, Lee. I think it's just like, it's like somebody throwing darts and they're in the bar and they're drunk and they think the dartboard's that way, but it's really that way. I hope there's no people over there. Missing the entire dartboard is my point. So no, I don't think it's gonna work, but I think it's important for you to know about that so you anticipate probably another attempt to do it. You know what I mean? No problem, Gab. Let me add that for you, Gracie. How will things unfold? Between me and Jay. Further. I've added that for you. Thank you, Gracie. For Leia, we've got, how does Elwin feel after seeing me today? Conflicted. We have the Emperor, the Magician in the reverse, the Devil in the reverse, and the Queen of Cups in the reverse. Is this like a lessening of emotion? No. Is this like manipulative? No. Like, Leia doesn't love Elwin? Okay, so this is Elwin basically saying, you might say some nice words, you might say things that are meant to make me feel like everything's fine, but I don't feel appreciated, or I don't feel respected. I don't feel like things are the way that they should. So it's like, I expect more from you. Is there any like positive emotion here? Yes. This is someone who feels like things could be healed, or things are like could move in the right direction. But it's like things were going well, and then you said that one thing, and everything that we had, you know, talked about seemed like less awesome, you know? Like, if someone were to pay you a compliment, like, oh, you look great today, and then at the end they said something like, which is a huge departure from how you look every other day. It's like, okay, so you're saying most of the time I look like crap, but today I look good? This is someone who feels like most of the conversation went well, and then something like veered off into the wrong direction. So, yes, there's love or a sense of connection here. It could be platonic love, but there is this like, yes, we get along, but you said something and it really got under my skin. It made me feel like you don't understand me. Thank you, daughter of Saturn. How we doing today? Is there a third party? True feelings. I've added that for you. Thank you, daughter of Saturn. I hope you have some fun weekend plans. Hey, girl, hey. Hello, James. How we doing today? All right, let's see what we've got for Lydia. This is the Earth and Bones Tarot. Oh, I hope you can make that work, Rachel. Water is so healing. When does Kay let go of fear? Seven of Pentacles in the reverse, Two of Jars, and the Three of Crystals. I don't see him letting go of fear right now. What I see is, it's like if you wanted to go to the pool or to the beach, right? Since Rachel was just talking about the ocean. Like you wanted to go to the beach with your friend and you were all excited, and then they don't want to get out of the car. And you're like, oh, okay, I guess I'll go by myself. Or you go to, what's it called? Like a roller coaster park. What are they called? Amusement park. I could only think of like Adventureland, and I was like, nope, not quite. And you want to go on these rides, and this other person's like, no, I'm scared of heights. So you have to go on them by yourself. This is somebody who is like closely and like comfortably entangled with this fear. And then there's this hope like, oh, okay, I'm just going to like jump over into your jar and we're going to be together and it's going to be great. And then, oops, now I'm scared. Now I'm frustrated. So this is not a guarantee that Kay is going to let go of the fear. This is something that he's working on, and it is not decided because he is going back and forth, or his energy is not set in stone regarding that. So when is he going to make his decision regarding Lydia? Page of Cups in the reverse and the Tower. There's going to be something pretty upsetting that happens in his life. This is going to make him quite upset. And this is when it's like, oh, okay, I need to like work on things in my life. There is accountability and determination to work on the intentions. And it could be a loss of a close friend or losing the job. Something along those lines that has a very big impact on day-to-day life. And this is when the crossroads approaches very like vocally, like you need to make a decision. And this is not a guarantee as far as I'm going to let go of the fear. There is still a chance that he's going to stick with the fear. In which case, the decision I still feel is very likely within, like by the end of the year. But the precursor or the catalyst is a major loss, a job loss or a friend. Hey, hun, we're not here to talk about that. All right. Lydia, I am sending you and Kay some peaceful, self-respecting energy. I hope that's very helpful. We've got Gracie up next. Where did I put that? There it is. And for Gracie, we've got how will things unfold between me and Jay further? Lydia, it's the loss that puts Kay in that situation where it's like, oh, this is serious. I have to make a choice. So basically being under pressure, right? Instead of just feeling like things should just keep going on the same way. So there's this realization that life moves quickly. All right, so how will things unfold between Gracie and Jay? Six of Wands, Eight of Wands, Page of Cups in the reverse, King of Cups, and King of Wands. So there's something here that goes well for Jay. This is like I'm on a high, or I'm feeling extra confident about myself because I got that promotion, or I was able to, you know, get the right answer, or I was able to win that lawsuit, or, you know, my offer on that house was accepted. There's this like, I got what I wanted, I'm excited, and things are moving in the right direction. So whatever I thought was preventing my being able to be with Gracie, I've been able to deal with that. And as such, that makes me feel like I can finally pursue Gracie or something serious with Gracie. So there is probably something to do with work, but it could just be specifically with money that enables Jay to feel comfortable pursuing something more significant or long term. All right, let's see what we've got for Daughter of Saturn. This is the Mystical Cat Tarot. Is there a third party? Oh, did I say thank you to James? I was starting to write that down and I got distracted. James, let me know if you have a question. Oh, I think that's it. Is Bree happy living with boyfriend? Will she need plenty of help? I've added that for you, James. Oh, wait, is that for somebody else? Do you see me getting a new ride? Thank you, Lee. Do you think X will disappear from Sage's life? Thank you, Lee. Sorry, Daughter of Saturn, we're getting back to it. Is there a third person for Daughter of Saturn? Or sorry, a third party. Is there a third party? I do see somebody who is trying. Is it the third party who's trying to get noticed? Yeah, so there's somebody who's hitting on your person, but they're being rejected. Because the Ace of Wands is in the reverse. So this is somebody who's listening to their intuition. The person that you're dealing with is listening to their intuition, and they're like, oh, I could step in that, but it would make my white pants get all dirty. It would ruin my new shoes. And that doesn't sound like fun at all. So it's like, I'm aware, I know you want something, but I know that that would be a problem, and I don't want to deal with that. So will the third party eventually give up? Yes. The third party is going to be frustrated or maybe even like jealous or insecure. There's going to be maybe some drama or maybe even some attempt to try to make you frustrated. But they have been rejected, and I feel like they get rejected multiple times and then they move on to try something else with someone else. So I feel like the person that you're dealing with, they're not interested in somebody that they don't have feelings for. So the feelings are with you. So I don't want to lose a good thing, so I'm not going to risk it by dealing with a third party. I like that answer. This is faithfulness or loyalty and like self-respect. Like, I know I would regret that, so I'm not going to do it. Well done. Let's see. This is... Oh, we got James. I was about to go for the Golden Art Nouveau, which is the wrong golden, isn't it, James? Golden girls. All right, let's see. Hello, Apurva. How are you doing? So is Bree happy living with the boyfriend? I feel like for now, but there's going to be a problem in the near future. I feel like within the next like 3 days, 4 days, you're going to hear something. With the Nine of Swords, there's some anxiety, but it hasn't hit just yet. And I do feel like this is finances or possibly social connection, but I feel like it's finances specifically. Will she need plenty of help? Yes, with the Page of Pentacles. She's going to be asking for financial assistance or help. And will James be able to get a new ride soon? Not soon, but I would say like after 5 weeks, maybe 5 to 7 weeks from now, there is a nice chunk of change that falls into your lap. A nice payday, and then I see you getting what you want. Look at you there with that cake. So I just ate, I know that looks kind of like cheesecake, but I just ate some bomb Tres Leches cake, so that's what it is in my mind. You're going to get what you want. There's a little bit longer of a wait than you would like, but you're going to get a new ride, and it'll be fabulous. Because it's the Nine of Cups. That's like a wish come true, right? All right, this is the Noisy Tarot. And thank you, Apurva. Let me add that for you. And most current feelings and next in my love life. So for Lee, will the ex disappear from Sage's life? Yes. So what I see specifically, Lee, is there is a woman that enters the equation. I feel like he manipulates or lies to her, gets her to feel sorry for him, and then, like, you know, basically says everything is messed up and I don't have control, or I don't get to have, you know, what I want in life. And this sob story that he has made up, he leverages it to get this woman to, like, invest. So you buy a house, you buy, you know, a car or whatever, and make everything better for me. And because he wants all of that money, he loses touch with Sage. He gets distracted by somebody that he feels will pay the bills and doesn't invest with Sage. Because here's the thing. Sometimes we have people who are dealing with child custody issues in a way that makes it obvious that the relationship or the connection or even just like the whatever's like the best interest of the child is not what's important to them. So there's financial motivation here and a different woman that shows up in his life, and he gets like super invested in this connection because it's like, oh, well, this will make my financial situation easier. So yes, I do feel like he gets distracted or stops coming around so much or focusing on that. This is the Nightmare Before Christmas. For Apurva, we've got what are animals' current feelings? For Apurva, please. Knight of Candles or Knight of Wands, Strength, 7 of Swords, and 3 of Swords. This is someone who feels heartbroken or frustrated. They feel like they have to misrepresent or hide how they actually feel. They can't talk about this heartbreak. But there's this, it's like I have to be in control. I can't do what I really want to do because people would judge me or because I don't feel like, I can swing making those changes in my life. So you're at a distance, or I can't connect with you, or I can't be with you because of life getting in the way. But I also, I can't talk to anybody. I have to keep this secret because if I were to admit what was going on, I would lose something else. So this feels to me like there's family or friends or maybe even a different relationship. And it's like, I can't talk about how I feel. So it's all bottled up inside, and I have to put on a happy face and pretend that everything's fine, when in reality, I'm feeling heartbroken with this distance. And what is next for Apurva in terms of love life? 6 of Needles or 6 of Swords and the High Priestess. With the Queen of Cups and the 6 of Swords. Ooh, I saw that as the 6. It's the 4 of Swords. Oh, I like this. There's someone with feminine energy coming into your life, Apurva. That doesn't mean that they are a woman. It means this is somebody who knows how to deal with their emotions. And this is someone who has been working on healing from a disappointment or a frustration in their life. And they fall for you. So this person is making changes, and then they encounter you and fall for you. And I feel like they're going to make a move. You may not be interested in this person initially, but I feel like you warm up to them. But there's someone else who catches feelings or is drawn to you and feels like you're kind of magical. All right, y'all, we're over 100 minutes, so I'm going to leave it there. I love you all. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. Thank you for hyping if you're able to.